Come on.
And we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Well done. Here we are to our impromptu stream that wasn't going to be a stream until about half an hour ago of the One Ring, the second edition rules. I'm going to hand over to our lore master, who is Paul. Paul.
Hello, everyone. Tonight we're going to be playing as Matt said, a One Ring second edition. But we're going to be playing the first edition intro scenario because I quite like it and know it well. So we're basically set in the Wilderland near Lake Town, or in fact in Lake Town we are starting. So if everyone would like to introduce their characters, we'll start with Mohammed.
Yeah, I'm playing Ilva, a halfling. She's a little bit puffy on her cheek, with a very puffy rose cheek, but don't let her puffiness fool you. She's very fast and very stealthy. She's a messenger. Her calling is a messenger, and she's from the Shire. She's a hobbit from the Shire.
Cool. I can't do the pointing. So next, who wants to go next?
If I could go next, can anyone
Just name a name. Name a name.
Dorf. I think we can't hear you at the moment.
Say some words, Dorf.
some words.
Right, you're really quiet. Tell you what, Johan, you talk a bit. I will communicate with Dorf.
Yeah, no worries. So I am Johan Tofting, a barding, so a follower of King Bard of the Dale, and I'm a lore master, so I'm a seeker of secrets and a holder of deep knowledge. Also a longsword wielder.
And a big shield.
And a big shield and big armor, even, because I am prosperous and rich like a dwarf, but not a dwarf.
Not a dwarf.
But not a dwarf.
And Ain, or should we say Bravo?
Am I still Bravo? Whoops, I haven't done that bit yet. I am Ain Arneson, not Bravo. And I am a Bjorning. And the thing I've just discovered about Bjornings is they're vegetarian Vikings, which just doesn't seem right to me. Do they not even eat salmon like a bear?
Well, they might well do. I'm just going off Bjorn. So there is a vegetarianism in their culture, but definitely based off Bjorn himself. But yeah, and
right. I see. I see what I've done. Idiot boy. I have made the map Ain Arneson and not me.
Oh, right.
That'll do it.
Quality streaming.
Yep. So
this is the sort of professionalism we look for here at Effect.
So is Dorf able to speak?
Try some more speaking, Dorf.
If that's any better at all.
No, look at him, so quiet.
I'm guessing it's not.
It sounds like you haven't got your microphone connected in.
Check if the microphone coming from the
because we are hearing you, but you're very, very quiet. So you're like
maybe it's getting from the camera.
Or you're picking up the microphone from another source.
I'll look at the settings tab again.
Sorry about this.
Audio.
It's on the hardware side, guys, because it was the same problem.
So, with your mic, what am I saying?
Right, hang on. Bear with me for 2 minutes. minutes. I'm going to see if I can get an alternative microphone headset. I was using it this morning at work, and it was perfectly fine. So I don't know what's happening. But if you bear with me,
It definitely gets louder the more close to your laptop you're getting. So it almost sounds like it's your laptop mic picking it up and not your headset mic.
yeah. Right, hang on. That's not it. That's not that, is it? No. Speaker. 2 seconds.
This is exciting for our viewers, just as well we didn't share a link.
Sorry. Sorry about that. That's not going to make any
These are the sort of teething problems that we enjoy. Let me just put a banner across,
Okay.
Right, sorry, I'll be 2 minutes.
because the more Patreons we get kind of signing up
Dave.
for this, the more likely we are to be able to afford a producer that can sort all this stuff out. So come and join our Patreon and join in games like this. Can we just talk about the global community we have here? Because
Yes.
Dorp is from Newcastle, which is hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
Paul, you're from, well, practically
Wales.
Wales, aren't you?
No, it is Wales.
It's actually Wales.
Actually, Wales.
And-
Yes, I'm in the Deadpool town.
In Wrexham.
Wrexham.
Yay!
Mm.
And why have we not seen you on Welcome to Wrexham yet then?
Because I don't want to be on telly.
And yet
Says
here
the
you are
man
being
who's streaming
streamed.
to an audience of millions. Well, I say an audience
Well,
of
exactly.
millions. An audience of one in this unpublicised show. Mohammed, where are you streaming from?
Yeah, streaming from Cairo, Egypt.
From Cairo in Egypt, which you would think was pretty impressive, but Johan, Thomas, where are you streaming from?
It's 5:44 a.m. in Canberra.
And which day is
On
it
the-
in Canberra?
Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah,
You're actually streaming from the future.
future.
Go suck an egg, Mohammed. Yeah, Egypt.
That's
Long distance streaming.
Look, it's only 41 days and I'll be in your neck of the woods.
We can't wait. We honestly can't wait.
Oh,
Oh, actually, that's a good point. We've fixed a dinner date, and I need to book some leave from work, but we must do that.
yeah, we
I must
have.
remember
It's the
what date it
14th, I'm
was.
pretty sure. The 14th of December.
14th
I
of
have it in my
December.
travel diary. Let me double check. Trip it.
How you doing, Dorf? Say some words.
No, nobody can hear that, can they?
No,
No.
very quietly.
1 second. Sorry about
This is a curious thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he was quieter that time than he was the previous time, which
Yeah.
is just bonkers.
If he wasn't just a dwarf, but an even smaller individual that we could keep in a box, that would be entirely appropriate.
Yes, he would have a very small voice.
Yeah, he would be, would he? Oh, and look, here's Frank. Hello, Frank.
Hey, buddy.
That is our one audience member. Well done for finding us, Frank, given that we didn't share a link. We're just experiencing some technical difficulties.
as it happens. So yeah, we're the old book.
The old what? Oh, I see. This is an adventure. They're from.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're not doing the
yeah, the
rules.
original rules.
Well, it's the revised first edition. The original first edition is basically on the shelf. So
By the way, Matt, I can confirm it is midday on the 14th of December at Dishoom.
Dishoom, excellent. Dishoom, Kensington, I think.
Dishoom, 4 Derry Street, London. Kensington, yes, Kensington.
Kensington. There's a number of Dishooms around London, but that is the best, the most like a jazz club. Which is
nice.
which is, and I've got to say, and it also there's a chef's speciality at each restaurant. The one which I'm hoping to persuade maybe at least one of you to share is a fabulous lamb biryani with a pastry topping, which it's impossible for one person to eat. It's pretty damn impossible for two people to eat.
I am a fan of lamb biryani, so I'm in.
This is one of the best, mate. One of the best.
We're eating at Morrow. We're eating at Ottolenghi.
Ooh. I didn't think they had vegetarians in Australia.
I have been vegetarian actually a number of times, but yeah, we do love Ottolenghi. So.
Oh, is he coming back?
He says, "Let me log out and back in," but he hasn't yet logged back in.
Okay.
Frank, I hope this is riveting entertainment for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, you can hear me talk about my plans to be in London in 40 odd days. You know, that's exciting for one of us.
And we decided that it wasn't including that's that you're going to come too late for Dragon Meet, aren't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I fly out of Canberra on the 7th of December,
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things.
And even with the amazing future, that still only gets you here on the 6th. Well, I mean, it gets you on the 7th, I guess, because it takes a long time to fly.
Yeah, we're sleeping in Doha for a number of hours, so yeah, no, we don't get in until the 8th.
Cool. Sleeping in where? Doha.
Doha.
Yeah.
We've organised some accommodation in Doha to have a bit of a layover. Well,
Doha?
a bit of a rest anyway. Yeah, Doha. Qatar.
Oh, right. Okay. Boom.
Oh, you'll be attending the World Cup then? Oh, not yet.
No, I will be avoiding the World Cup with a passion. Not a football fan. Well, not a massive football fan anyway.
Neither am I.
Even though you come from Wrexham.
I've always supported Wrexham. I've got a 1977 football with all the whole squad of Wrexham on. So you know what I mean. I've always supported them. I'm just not really. I'm not really a fan of watching football.
So that's you sound very much like a Melburnian when you say that. It's like I don't really follow football, but I do have all of this stuff, and I've got this personally signed thing, but I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't want to make it sound
it's the
like
77 squad, 77, 78, 79 squad were the seasons that I basically followed. Because that's when my dad had a season ticket. He got a season ticket through work, so we used to go every Saturday, me and him.
You're in the show. Yeah, it's... Oh,
He's
hello.
yeah.
He's back. He's back.
Awesome.
Back.
Hopefully he's audible.
Let's see.
Time. Only
Hey, Dorf.
Anything? No.
You're
Different
really
headset?
quiet.
No.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dorf. Are you still logged into the sound on Roll20? And is that preventing you from the sound on...
No.
Hold on a second. Talk some more, Dorf.
Yes, I'll try.
He's not logged into Roll20 at the moment.
No, you're not at all logged into Roll20. No, that's a good point.
No.
No. Do you want me to log back into there? Oh, this is terrible.
I shouldn't think that was required to improve.
But you
the
can hear
sound.
us fine. You can hear us fine.
Yeah, I can hear everyone. I can hear everyone rather loudly.
You're getting louder.
Is it when I get closer to my laptop like this?
Well, pick up the mic and put it by your.
No,
No, that's not. It sounds not coming from there. So when you open up the audio settings, what does it say about which mic you're using?
Let's have a look.
The StreamYard one, the StreamYard settings.
Yeah, StreamYard settings down the bottom.
Yeah.
In StreamYard down at the bottom here.
To be honest, I'm
I can't hear you. Speak up.
You've gone even quieter.
Oh no.
By the way, Dave, I can hear you. So what Dave is saying is that he's getting the default settings of his laptop, and
And that's it.
well, that's a bit louder. But when you what is it saying the default setting is? Because normally it lists what mic it's picking up.
Yeah.
I've got 4 different ones.
Yeah.
The first one just says default microphone, and then in brackets Realtek high definition audio.
Yeah,
Which
so that's
is
your
not the
laptop.
one you want. Yeah.
Right?
What else have you got?
Then the second one, I've got communications dash microphone, Realtek high definition audio.
Yeah.
I've got
Skip that.
another one that says microphone array, Realtek high definition audio.
Yeah.
And then microphone, Realtek high definition audio, and that's all.
Yeah, so the problem is that your laptop is not picking up the microphone.
It's not picking your microphone.
It's actually at the laptop level, not at the...
No, I know, but this is the one that I use for all my role playing stuff. So it works at times, but it's obviously just decided to pick today of all.
Today is not the day.
To bugger up. I could probably swear all I want. Nobody else will hear us.
No, we can hear you. You're just really quiet.
It's very quiet. Oh, yeah, this is terrible. Just trying to see.
Just tell me, what does it say is your default audio? Actually, it's just reminding me. What's your what's the word I'm looking for? What speaker is it telling you you're coming out of?
Speaker is communications dash speaker HP Realtek high definition audio, which works for me because I can hear everybody very clearly.
And what does it say? Sorry, I missed that because I realised I didn't have my headphones on.
Just says communications dash speaker HP Realtek high definition audio.
Yeah, so nothing's actually coming through your jack.
Well, but I can hear you through the headphones.
Yeah, but you got to remember there's a number of different parts of your jack. Have you got a jack port to go into the mic and one to go into or is it all one port? Have you got 2 holes in the side of your one hole? The other headset that you were trying, was that a USB headset?
Yeah, but that didn't work at all.
So you couldn't hear?
No.
Okay.
Can I just suggest, so Dave, I'm sure you know what's going on with your laptop. I can actually hear you. Why don't we start?
Yes.
Radical.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
We can hear you as long as we're quietish. We can hear what you're saying, Dave. Right. Okay. So we find ourselves in Lake Town. It is a large town built on stilts over Lake Esgaroth, just south of the Lonely Mountain and Dale. We find ourselves hearing of bad tidings of Haraf, son of Harabin, Raven of the Mountain, has brought back ill tidings. 2 dwarven messengers sent out from Erebor on an errand are nowhere to be found, and the kingdom under the mountain is astir with worry for the 2 lost messengers. And Gloin the dwarf himself has travelled south to Lake Town to find people that would basically help find the missing dwarfs, and he will richly reward those that are able to find the missing dwarfs. You have been traveling together for a while. Just to give you all a very quick, the characters I set up were one from each culture, one from each calling, and you all have one from each of the rewards and virtues. So each of the 6 that I created have got a unique reward and virtue. So there's a good spread, so to speak. We try to stick with iconic weapons. So if, for instance, the dwarf has a mattock, which is the iconic dwarven weapon, obviously Gimli excluded. And if somebody had played the elf, they'd be playing with a spear, because again, a spear is an iconic elven weapon. Legolas excluded. You find yourselves at the town hall, where Gloin himself has placed himself under the auspices of the Master of Laketown, and he is accepting audiences of those who wish to go and find his missing dwarven brethren. Dwarf, as you are a member of the Lonely Mountain culture, could you give me a riddle roll?
A riddle roll, you say? I'll
Yes.
give you a riddle roll, which I assume you just click on the.
You click on the D12
thing.
to the right of riddle, basically, and then that should pop up. It might ask for bonus dice, which you just click through, because there's no bonus dice, and then we should.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, submit. Hopefully we've got a roll there, which will.
And you get a success. Obviously, you can mouse over, just so you're able to. You can mouse over in any of the boxes, and it gives you a little bit of an expanded view on it. You succeeded. You know that one of the missing dwarfs is Oin. Basically, Gloin's brother. And you've heard rumours of another famous dwarf is travelling with Oin.
All right. Do we know who that might be?
You haven't heard You haven't. You only got the standard success. You just heard the one, basically.
That's okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely have to make sure that that they come back home alive.
So, you find yourself in the large, imposing building that is the council hall, the town hall, which is the number. It's a very, very big sort of building in the centre back. I would ping it. Don't know if.
Yep.
I'm pinging
There
it.
you go.
Can you see me ping?
Yep. You should see
16.
when I ping, it also appears 16. Yes.
Yep.
There is a number of people rushing in and out. There is an audience chamber at the back for the Master of Laketown. There is a number of large, long tables and central fire in the centre of this building itself, and a number of side chambers. You are escorted to a side chamber, and the door is opened, and you see sitting before you a elderly-ish dwarf of fame and imposition. imposing, sorry, and he looks a bit like this. Oops. There we go. So I have made a bit more. If you scroll down, Matthew, on the lake town, you should be able to then see the picture of Gloin. In fact, I might be able to force you to do that.
I've done it anyway.
Oh, cool. So you can see Gloin is basically sitting at a table. He sort of like looks over you as you walk in. Welcome. So, who are you? If you'd like to introduce yourselves. He sort of like narrows his eyes slightly at Dorf, and then his eyes scan across you all.
Yeah, I bow courteously and introduce myself. I'm Ilva from the Shire.
Could you give me a courtesy roll then?
Okay. Oh man.
He sort of looks a little askew at you. Obviously, as you bowed courteously, you know your a sweeping arm knocked over a candle. You managed to basically grab it before it sort of tipped onto any of the documents around.
Sorry. I pour some water on the paper.
Oh,
He sort of he's like he hustles over, pours some sand on the paper, and fussily mops up, gathers the rest of the papers that were on that shelf, and basically takes them over to the desk and like flumps back down onto the desk, sort of like giving Ilva a slight glower, and then looking at the other people.
She's reading in the background.
Forgive my companion, I'm Dorf Smallhammer of the Lonely Mountain, and we're here to ensure that our fellow dwarves are found safely.
I am sorry. So yes, I'm Johan Tofting, and I will, holding my massive long sword, will place it in front of me and go, of course, as a bardling, I am here to protect our brethren from the mountain. Should they go missing, I've been sent to assist.
Okay, that sounds like you're attempting to awe. As in you're bigging yourself up. So give me an awe roll. Remember, guys, if you wish, you can spend. I'm
gonna spend some hope on that.
Yep, you can spend hope. Now, let's just have a quick look at you're tall and eager. You're trying to be eager. So I would let you be inspired by using eager, because as you eagerly basically push yourself forward. So that'd be a bonus of 2 dice.
2 dice. Yeah. Lucky, because I've only did that work.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on.
1 point.
Unfortunate. 1 away.
What a shock. All right. Anyway, I've made my valiant effort, and
he sort of nods a little bit, a little unsure.
Yeah.
Obviously, not as disastrous as Ilva. He looks the final member.
I smile patronizingly at my colleague and step forward with a low bow and a booming, bjorning voice. I say, and I am Ain Arneson, follower of Bjorning of the North and protector of all small creatures, dwarves and hobbits included. And I'm going to go for an all roll as well.
Okay.
I don't think I need to spend hope. Let me see how I do.
That would definitely be fierce if you did. But if you don't want to, you don't have to.
No, I don't think so.
I
don't
will remind
need-
people this is a one shot, so
Yeah, but look at me.
Wow.
I have the
okay,
extraordinary
Show off.
success.
Oh,
Show off. Show off.
did you say Ain Arneson?
Ain't Arneson, indeed.
You're that company. Yes, I was hoping that you would proffer your services.
Indeed,
yes.
Arneson's Company of Heroes.
Good. I'd be more than happy for you to take part of the, to sally forth to recover my my cousin and his companion. My cousin Balin, son of Fundin, has left the Lonely Mountain with a companion. He's meant to personally deliver a letter and formal invitation from King Dane, Ironfoot, to the Lord of the Eagles for the up-and-coming gathering of 5 armies. An important meeting to be held at the beginning of summer this year. He planned to go south along the running river to investigate the conditions of the Old Forest Road and possibly traverse it now that the threat of the goblins have been greatly reduced. Just to remind everyone, this is set 5 years after the Battle of 5 Armies, where the goblins got thoroughly and completely defeated, basically. The gathering of 5 armies is a celebration and festival to mark the great victory and to reforge unity between the free folks of the Wildlands. He basically pulls out a map and places a map on the table for you to have a little look over, which I just will traverse you to. If you scroll.
Have you taken my map? Taken control of my map?
I haven't. I've moved you to another page.
Oh,
for some reason,
that's
I'm
clever.
not pinging.
Right,
I know
let
why.
me see if I can help.
So just a minute, I can move you up. There you go.
There we
Hopefully
go.
That should move you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So you can see basically he shows you a map. This is their proposed travel means of traveling, basically, or the path that they were going to take. They were taking a boat down from Dale, down through Escaroth, down the Stair of Gideon, and then through the long marshes down to hopefully traverse the Old Forest Road and then basically to Eagle's Eyrie. Now,
So they
I don't know what happened. So,
they will have come through our land, the land of the Bjorning, then.
they may well have, yes. Yes.
Hold on, Dave. I just
They would be crossing. Their plan was to cross the Old Ford, and you know that Bjornings control the Old Ford.
What I'm not seeing in the book, Dave, are Bjornings.
Bjornings.
Am I a Bjorning or am I a Barding?
You're a Bjorning. Bjornings are in the People of Wilderland PDF.
Oh, right. I don't think I've got that. Is that second edition Bjorning rules then?
Yes, it's the second edition Bjorning rules.
Right.
Which is what I used for all of your characters, because, well, I think we've got the Bjornings and we've got the Woodsman, which nobody played.
Cool. Okay.
And there's a few other bits and bobs.
I was just going to look up a bit of culture because I don't know much about the Bjornings, but I won't.
It'll be in that PDF basically.
Anyway, so carry on. Sorry,
I've printed
I
it off.
interrupted you mid-flow and I realised I couldn't find out what a
It's
yawning
it's
was.
okay.
And
So I don't know what happened. Unfortunately, the possibilities could be endless in these days of doubt. The perils of wilderness are not enough, but there are always suspicious dwellers of the woodland realm to consider. They are meant to be sworn enemies of the shadow, but they don't like dwarfs, and they watch their realm, watch their land jealousy. I hope my concerns are ill placed. But I wouldn't be surprised if Balin had found himself guest of the Elf King's halls again, and is celebrated hospitality.
Well, I think we need to leave as soon as possible, just to so there's less time to let any trail go cold.
Okay, so can Johan or Ain, or both, give me an insight roll?
Sure can.
you go first, Johan.
Okay. Johan, insight roll.
Yeah, if you click insight, it should automatically put it as favoured because you have got it insight as favoured.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. Okay.
Right, I have the yawnings now.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Gandalf.
You are picking up that Gloin is he's putting a brave face on, but he is deeply concerned about at least Balin and most definitely the other companion, especially because he hasn't named the other companion, even though Dorf has told you, I'm guessing, what the other companion was.
Okay.
Sorry, Dorf, have you told me what the other companion was, or was I just not listening?
I don't know who the other companion is, apart from.
I told you it was
Gloin's
Oin.
cousin,
It's Oin, Gloin's brother.
Oin, and then
Right.
Yep. You
But we
found
don't
out.
know.
You found out it was Oin. You didn't know it was Balin.
Oh.
Yes, sorry.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's two of the original companions who, were involved in the retaking of Erebor.
Yes.
Balin and Oin. Okay.
Oin.
Yep.
So we don't think they got as far as the old ford, because then they would have found safety among my people.
Well, Haraf, son of Harabin, who is one of the ravens of the Lonely Mountain. Now, as we all know, the ravens of Lonely Mountain do speak and converse, and have been befriended by the dwarfs of Lonely Mountain for many a year. Haraf basically was supposedly was sent only a few days after Balin's departure. You're not sure why he was sent, but Haraf, Dorf, Haraf is a friend of Gloin.
Right. So does that mean something happened earlier on in the expedition? Possibly.
I was merely worried. Johan, there's something definitely more. You're not sure what that is, but there's definitely something more behind Gloin's when Gloin says I had a feeling.
Is there a chance of using riddle to try and
Yeah, you can give me a riddle roll.
try and get any hidden meaning or undertones there? Can I use a point of hope as well? If I try and
Yeah, well, let's see if you've got any of your. Oh, wrong mouse. Any of your. You are willful or lordly. Don't really apply.
No.
So, but you can still spend a point of hope. That'll give you a bonus of 1 onto your onto the roll.
All right, I will. Hang on, I'll get onto the right page, and then add that 1 bonus dice, and then submit. Oi! Ooh, look at that.
Woof. Okay. You have heard basically that Gloin sometimes has foresight. He has dreams that sometimes have come true, only very rarely, and you've only heard, certain people talk occasionally about it, but you are surmising it could have been an instance of this. You're not exactly sure what that incident is, but he is reputed to have had these previously, as the rumor in Erebor professors anyway. Professors.
Would that be something that it would be wise to talk about openly with Gloin in front of other people? Is that, or would that go against?
You think he's being taciturn with the great success? He's being taciturn for a reason. Possibly it's something he's very worried about. But you're not sure if you would get anything more from him.
Right.
That would be of use to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dorf won't press him any further on the matter, but he'll turn to the others and suggest that we make haste, and so as little as the trail is lost as possible.
Excellent. I will arrange a boat for you to be waiting at the docks for you.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm just dragging you back to Lake Town for a second.
So how long would that journey typically take?
You're talking multiple days. The trip across Esgaroth itself will take you, because it's basically early morning when you're having this meeting. The trip across Esgaroth to the Stair of Gideon would take you at least a day, and then you're talking maybe 4 or 5 days travel to get to the Old Forest Road, and then maybe like maybe 10 or 15 days to get through the Old Forest Road, depending on its conditions, because obviously it hasn't been used for so long. Unlike the Elf Path, which is a lot more well travelled, the Old Forest Road is it isn't very well. It hasn't been kept up at all. But as soon as you get up the Old Forest Road, it'll be quite quick. You'll be travelling along the road to the what's it called, the old ford, and then up to the Erie. Shouldn't be too quick. Shouldn't be too bad.
And dwarves made the Old Forest Road.
Yes, yes. There is a number of those people who has anybody got a law roll, actually? If anybody wants to,
I do. I thought
if you give me a law roll, I will. If you want to invoke rhymes of law, I would give you 2 bonus dice for that.
Sure, I'll spend another hope point. Should have done better than that. All right, success.
Right, yeah, success. You know that there is three towers that way stops that the dwarves built along the Old Forest Road. Again, they may well have fallen into misuse because the dwarves haven't been around for a while. But if they're dwarven construct, they'll still be in pretty good nick. But so there'll be somewhere to stop off and rest that is covered potentially.
So if we get through the marsh, it's likely then, if they ran into trouble in the forest, they would have sought refuge in one of the 3 towers that's
Quite
built
possibly.
on the road. So that's a good thing to pay attention to when we're traveling.
Yep.
Have we got
So you are instructed to go to the docks. A particular dock person will basically, one of the aides will take you down to the docks and supply you with a boat for you to traverse at least as far as Balin and Oin did, because they also travelled by boat. Your first stop will be the Stair of Gideon, which is at the southernmost point of Esgaroth, the Long Lake, which is about a day's journey away.
So who has the best travel in the group?
I've got 3, and it's favoured.
That's you. that's you.
Possibly. Yeah.
So there is 4. There's 4 roles in travel, as in roll ROLES. In travel, we need a which I've got on my travel map, which I'll just drag you through to the travel map, and hopefully, if you scroll down, you can actually see. And what I'll do is, I haven't actually got. That's one thing I forgot to do.
Oh, there it is: guide, scout, lookout, and hunter.
Yes. So if I just edit that nameplate, save settings. Oh, there we go. So can everyone see the Ain's name?
Yeah.
Can't see the name, but can see a blue thing.
I was going to say I can see the blue icon.
All right, so you can't see the name. So let me just have a little look.
I can see the name.
Yeah, I know, because it represents your character.
Oh, I see.
Well, that's okay. As long as the person who's doing it can tell what they're doing.
Okay, so we have Dorf, we have Ilva. Oops. Now you should be able to move these around, and Johan. So we need the person with the best travel, which I'm guessing is Dorf.
Yeah. I've got 3 travel, and I don't know if this is extra. I've got some comfy travelling boots or sturdy boots, which give me a +1 to travel as well.
Yep. So we need somebody who's good at explore.
I have 2 explore, but no not favor.
Yeah, well, you are the best explorer apart from Dorf, but Dorf can't do 2 things. So you'll have to be the scout.
Okay.
I will be the lookout.
Oh, just a minute. Let me just put your name plate on. My bad. There you go. So I'm putting the name plates on them. Oops.
Thank you.
Cancel.
What about the breakfast, Dorf?
No, that's my job. I've got hunting.
I was going to say, have we got any provisions to take?
You will be supplied with the boat will be supplied with lots of provisions. It's well stocked. It's a fairly longish boat, but not too long, because obviously you're going to be traversing marsh, the long marshes, where the river running basically slows down, and you have to basically you need a fairly shallow bottom boat, otherwise you can get into problems there. So Ilva, looks like you are the scout.
Cool.
Ain is the lookout, and Johan is the hunter.
Yeah, and I'm no great shakes as a hunter, but I'm actually worse at everything else. So all good. I'll be the hunter.
I think you are equally as bad as anybody else at hunting. 2's not bad because you can spend hope,
Yes.
and then if you go, yeah. Okay, so
Hope a question. Hope replenish after the adventure is over, or how hope?
Hope. As a group, you have 4 points of party hope. It's party pool, fellowship pool, basically, which I'll keep a track of. What that enables you to do is during a shortish rest, you can replenish your own hope from it, and then. So each session you'd have 4 points of hope that you could replenish from. Because Gloin is your fellowship
Patron.
That will give you +1 to your pool. So you've actually got 5 in the pool, and you can spend a fellowship point now. You can only replenish in sort of like in a rest period, so you can't replenish in the middle of combat. So if we get into combat or into a council, which you sort of did with Gloin, it wasn't a proper council, but it was a semi council. You can't replenish it, but you can spend this point in combat. You can spend a point of fellowship pool to make a combat roll favored, which you generally speaking can't do unless you none of you can at the moment. So yeah, it means a favored roll is automatically handled by the dice roller, but it just means you roll 2d12 and take the best.
Yeah, the miserable failure was I was favored in my courtesy roll with 3 bonus dice, and I failed miserably.
Yes, that sounds typical. So you all your good rolls before we actually started playing, Mohammed, came to bite you. Okay, so we're not going to actually make a travel roll until we leave the stairs of Gideon. Traveling across the Esgaroth is fairly easy going, and in fact, I will just pop in a picture of the boats themselves, so you can have a little look.
On there.
Oh.
So you are given a 6-oar boat. So 2 oars for 3 of you, and then somebody at the front, basically, or somebody at the back, basically steering with like a side or steer.
For me doing that. I'll do that, and I'll watch where we're going. Everybody else can use the oars.
Yes. Make the Hobbit do the rowing. That's.
Well, I was going to say I've got short arms, but then I suppose the Hobbits are probably a bit shorter than mine as well, so maybe not the best idea.
Yes.
And you are letting a lady do the job. Come on.
No, I've just got the image. Well,
opportunities.
So there's the Bardling and the Bjorning rowing, and I think we position the Halfling as forward-leaning scout over the front of the boat to, keep watch in case we run into problems. Because otherwise I've got this image of me rowing or the Bjorning rowing and the Hobbit going up and down with the oar because.
or having to stand up to actually get the oars into the water. Yes, but there's 3 sets of oars basically, so you're just not using some of them. It's not a problem. As I said, the boats available in Lake Town are wooden, round-bottom skiffs with 2, 4, or 8 rear-facing rowmen led by a coxswain. They've got a bird. It's got a bird-headed prow, so it's an older boat. Most of the newer boats have dragon-headed prows because obviously they're celebrating the fact that they stuck it to a dragon. Obviously, even though Bard's moved up to Dale, he's still a lakeman as far as the lake town is concerned. And you managed to slowly cover the 15 miles that separates Lake Town from the southern end of the lake. As you close to the edge of the lake, you can start hearing the pounding of water as it basically goes over the edge of Lake Town and down a stupendous waterfall. And you can see as you get closer the expanse of Mirkwood shooting out all around you. As I have a picture of that as well, which I'm just going to shove there.
Oh yeah.
So a picture of Mirkwood and which I can get you to look at by doing that. There we go.
That's what it looks like
Almost
from the
standing
lake,
on
is
either
it?
side of. Sorry.
That's what it looks like from the lake, is it?
Yes, looking
Must be
looking
a pretty
across,
high water.
over towards the Misty Mountains in the far distance. Yes, it is pretty far. As you get closer, you basically disembark on the western side of the waterfall. There is a number of wooden piers jutting out onto the shingled floor, and a number of little huts, basically by the edge. And it's where the stair of Gideon is. Basically, what happens is boats are loaded onto small wooden carts, and it's portaged down a set of stairs by the lakeman of this particular town. You basically beach your boat just as dusk falls, and you see basically a number of lakemen come out to greet you.
Can
We've shut the gate for the stairs for the night, but you're more than welcome to stay in the guest hut if you need someone to stay. Old Nuroth has got fish stew on the go if you're hungry as well. We were expecting you. Gloin has paid your portage.
Hmm.
And
If you were expecting us, then what have you got for me to eat?
we got some honey cakes as well.
Honey cakes will do. Thank you.
I do think it's arguable that Bjorning should be pescatarians, but I just putting that out.
Yeah,
there.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't be. It's just that in the books, and I'm not saying that the Bjornings should be, but they generally do follow Bjorn, but not all of them are.
It's true.
It's just you know what I mean. Follow the leader, but there are exceptions to all rule.
Yeah.
I was going to say, can we ask them if they've seen the other party of dwarves that came before us?
Yeah, about 4 days ago, they travelled down.
Okay. And how did they seem? Were they injured at all, or were they in good spirits?
No, they're fine. In fact, you know what I mean. Having such a famous dwarfs, they stayed in my guest house. I must admit, I'm quite chuffed. Having Balin and Oin stay. Oh, fair did
Well, first of all, Balin and Oin, and now Ain Arneson and his company of heroes. Truly, this is a blessed hut.
Who?
Indeed.
he sort of he like goes to say who, sees how
I
believe
draw
you're very
myself up to
tall,
my
aren't
full
you?
height. Yes.
Yeah, are you tall? No, you're fierce and generous. Even though I can't spell generous. He's sort of like, yes,
Generous.
yes,
He's famous in his own
yes, that.
town, I'm sure.
You get one dwarf who knows your name, and instantly you assert that everyone is a fan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's the first on the phone book. Ein Anderson.
So
Exactly.
was there any suggestion? So, good friend. So Balin and Oin were here. Were they by themselves? Was it just the two of them traveling, or were they
Yeah, just
traveling
the two.
with a company of friends? Oh, just the two of them. I assume they paid well for their room. They are of course very wealthy dwarves, more wealthy than most, and dwarves are of course quite wealthy.
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
they gave a good a tip straight from King Dane. They said the payment.
Yes, that tracks. Did you have anyone else staying in the accommodation when they were here?
No. I must say, we don't get too many people that go down the stairs. We've been keeping it. Traffic is, the amount of people that travel south is going up. Most people basically only go to the eaves of the long marches and then basically travel either stay there. There's a small port there to get them. It's about 90 miles down from the long lake to the long marshes, and then they basically usually go overland to Selduin. There is a place far to the south called Selduin, where people quite often basically re-embark on boats and then continue on, sometimes as far as Dwinian.
That's what I was going to ask. Was that on the way to Dorwinian? Okay, excellent. Well, thank you. I just wanted to see whether they'd accidentally been noticed.
Well, old Nuruf he's they point to it's like a fire outside there's almost like a circle of huts around the central outside fire with a cauldron on it. It's a clear, warm night for early spring that we find ourselves. It's not cold at all, and the others basically pick up beach your boat and basically say they'll move the rest of it onto the cart, basically onto the wagon, basically tomorrow morning. But they sort of like gesture and basically they start heading over towards the campfire. Or the fire outside not campfire.
Can I see anyone looking at us suspiciously? Maybe.
Okay, that would be a either insight or awareness.
Ooh, can I assist in his insight roll? I will spend a hope.
Yes, and that will give you a bonus dice.
It will not make any difference for the insight because I have an insight +1, and it will be +2 dice now, and I have awareness 2.
So I don't. You have insight. You got insight at 1.
Yeah. By Thomas assist.
Thomas will give you +1. Yeah. If you want to spend hope yourself, you could. But yeah, you could. You could basically get an additional dice. It's up to you if you want to bother. You have you are the party hope pool person. Apart from Dorf has a a staggering amount of hope because he has confidence.
Yeah, I have 15 hope.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, maybe yeah, I'll roll insight with 3 bonus
So
now
yeah,
because
just
I
it'll
will
be
use a hope.
insight, and then you click a bonus, and it'll be 3. Ooh, let me just go back to the dice roller.
Yeah, I will also use a point of hope, and I will use
Okay,
Thomas. So yeah, 2.
So that'll
2
be a
bonus
total of
die.
+2. Yep.
Insight. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's difficult to read them. They seem really friendly though.
Yeah. Yeah. Shouldn't have this lamb biryani at supper.
But yeah, there is a pretty good fish stew that you get basically
Yeah.
ladled into bowls, and you've got like by a raggedy old sort of woodsman, lakeman, quite bowed, lank grey hair, sort of raggedy beard, stick thin, and he's sort of all right, how you doing? Here you go. Some stew. Fish
Yeah,
it is. Fish.
Yeah.
Careful the
Look.
bones. I picked most of them out.
Lovely.
Tastes
I'll-
perfect.
I'll have a
He
Thank
sort of
you.
passes you fairly big bowls, each of you.
Hold on, the
sorry,
dwarf in the box is talking.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
Yes, I know. Sorry, I'll gladly accept a lovely bowl of steaming fish stew and warm myself by the fire, and I'll just keep an eye open for anything that may happen around the fire as we're recovering from our day's
Exhaustion. Yeah. The stew is surprisingly hearty. It has obviously some sort of like possibly potatoes in there as well as the bits of fish.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. There's you have to be careful with fish bones. There's the occasional fish bone that you pick out before swallowing, so to speak. But he did warn you about that.
I'll use them to clean my teeth afterwards.
Yeah.
Pick the
But a nice warming stew. It very fills the belly here, and he basically goes, "Well, if you want some more, we got lots in here."
Oh yes, thank you.
Look at the halfling.
He basically refills. It's quite a large cauldron, and he refills your bowls as many times as you wish to eat, basically, and his companions. There's 5 others that have basically joined you around the fire. 5 other lakemen as well as Naruf. So we're going down south, are we?
We are, yes, as far as the old forest road. Do you
Ooh.
have any advice for any?
Wow. Yes.
bad
Are you
spots that
going
might be
down
along the
south
way?
onto the marshes?
Yes.
Yes, he says. Yes.
Well-
yes.
If you go down the south to the marshes, take heed. Tread lightly and fear the gallows weed.
The gallows weed. What is this? Can you tell me anything about it?
That's what I've always been. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. If you're going down south, take heed, tread lightly, and fear the gallows weed.
Any particular reason why it's so?
You've got to
treacherous?
fear it.
All right.
If you don't fear it, don't go near it.
Can I? So I'll whip out my scrolls of lore, which I missed the first time. Do I know? Oh, tell me more, and I'll start writing it down. But at the same time, I'm looking at my scrolls of lore to see if there's any mention of the gallows.
Give me a lore roll.
I will, and I won't spend hope because this one's getting the free dice from the equipment.
Yep, from your useful items.
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
And 2 successes.
Mm.
Rolling it in. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
B4 of my will of my brilliance.
You basically find you're flicking through your book of lore, scroll of lore, and you find basically the exact thing that he is basically saying out.
Look at this
Literally,
picture
it
I've
seems
got.
to be like a stanza of a longer rhyme. So if you find it, if you go south in the marshes, take heed, tread lightly, and fear the gallows weed. There is some slight notes written about it that it potentially could be something to do with there is reputed there is a low-hanging carnivorous plant that literally wraps round people's limbs or head and yanks them out to effectively strangle them and then basically use them as fertilizer.
Yeah.
Right, that's awesome.
Sounds nice.
And it hangs from things like willows and trees, I assume, from the way it's
Yes.
described.
It hangs
Probably.
from it's like it's a vine that it's not part of the tree, but like ivy
Like a
goes up the
mistletoe.
tree. It's a parasite on other trees.
Yeah, so it's like mistletoe.
Hmm.
It's growing on the
Yes.
tree itself.
Yep.
Yeah, not as romantic though.
Not as romantic. Well, mate. I mean, I do come from Australia, so as you are fully aware, everything is deadly in Australia, including the mistletoe.
I was going to say, it's probably a household ornament in Australia.
Well, yeah, to
Probably
keep
is,
the,
yeah.
You know,
to keep
house
the.
plant.
Well, we use it to keep people from breaking into the house. We just grow it on the outside. All right, so I will share this information with the whole group. It's like, yes, and I will read out the whole stanza, riffing off the back of this individual's short
He
version.
sort of like looks at you like a bit agog. He's like, "Oh yeah, that was it." And as you read like the beginning bit and the end bit, I knew there was other bits, and he sort of goes over and he comes over and goes, "I know, I don't understand that," and he gets you to repeat it a number of times so he can remember the whole stanza.
Yeah, I will start to sing it by the campfire.
Oh yes, sing it.
Yes.
That'll get in his memory.
Give me a song roll.
Go for
I'm favored the +2 dice. Don't fail me now.
Yep.
it. Spend hope.
Oh,
Spend
man.
hope. Silver.
They failed you now.
What did you roll?
Oh no.
See,
Favored.
spend hope.
You forgot to add a dice,
Flute.
Silver. You had a useful item, which is your flute, which adds a
Yeah.
dice to any song roll.
Shall I
So
roll
what I'll do
1d6?
is, because you forgot that, I'll let you re-roll. So
Spend
yeah,
the hope.
guys, if you it's my bad. I forgot to tell you that each of you in your top left-hand corner, you've got like a number of different useful. Well, some of you, no, in fact, all of you have.
Yeah.
Got useful
I
items,
have a
basically.
spyglass and a small blue stone.
What does the blue stone add to?
Well, I'm not going to say.
Oh,
Mystery
secret bear business.
The bird
Secret bear
So
business.
you managed to succeed. Basically, you like improvise a good tune to go along with it. Everyone basically catches it up, and the scene will close to the everyone basically singing. If you go south in the marshes, take heed. Tread lightly,
beware of the
fear
willow.
The gallows reach.
As the scene closes there, I put my hand on our host's shoulder, and I say, "What's your name?"
Rough.
Rough. We'll remember your
Nuroff.
name, and now, Irif, and you shall remember Anderson's Company of Heroes.
Other companies are
Arneson's Company of Heroes.
Can I just make the point? I'm thinking about putting in a fellowship focus, and it's not going to be Arneson. Anyway,
So you wake the following. I think we're going to be a 2-shot. If everyone's okay with that.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Just.
I mean, we did start late,
Yes, mainly because we started.
didn't we,
late.
dwarf?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think it was all of us telling Dorf what he could be doing with his computer times 3, one after the other, that might have slowed us down a bit. Just saying, just putting it out there.
Possibly. Right. So as you spend a good night's sleep, the huts are cozy. The beds that you get basically are overly large for some of you, but still comfy. Or small for others. I believe
Yes, I'm
Johan
quite
is very tall.
Yeah, my feet are hanging over the edge.
Yes, a little bit, as you're like 6'5", which is ridiculously tall for a barding.
Literally two halfling, two hobbits tall. I'm literally.
Yes. So you wake to the morning to the smell of porridge. Again, fishy porridge, but porridge nonetheless. There is obviously a lot less fish and a lot more oats in this stew that Narulf is again cooking. People are basically, you can see that your boat has already been loaded into a portage wagon, and they are eating, finishing off eating their porridge. They sort of nod to you and they say, "Oh, we'll start taking it down. You can catch us up. You should be able to quite easily catch us up."
Of course. I will tip them. I assume we pay, so I'll.
They said Gloin had sorted it out, but yes.
I'll tip them.
What one thing the One Ring does is it's sort of money
Glosses over money.
Yeah, it glosses over it. So yeah, you can give them a tip. Obviously, the more rich among you, which specifically are Dorf and Johan, tip. You enjoy a not bad fishy porridge, and then you can see basically the portage itself. It's a paved portage trackway built basically that goes down the side of the waterfall to a docks at the base. Well, a little bit away from the waterfall, but basically at the base of the waterfall. By the time you have travelled down the portage way, the lakemen have re-watered, re-rivered your boat and tied it up, ready for you to head off down the river running and on into the long marshes.
Excellent. Now, quick question: Yep. The rest last night, could that have been our rest for
Yes.
this session?
Yeah, you could. If people wish to take points from the fellowship pool, they can do to reload their hope.
So I've spent 3 hope. So I
Okay.
would mind. Well, because as you pointed out, it's a one shot, so I'm not going to hold back.
Yeah. No.
So I've spent 3 hope. Who else has spent hope? I think Mohammed, you spent hope on the last roll. One.
I
Has anyone
didn't
else
need to
hope?
spend hope.
Well, you should. That's what. Go on, Anderson. Go on.
I rolled once and I got 17.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. All right, I'll take. We'll split it for. That sounds like I get 3 and Mohammed gets 1.
Well, yeah, you can take that if you want. So I'll leave one in the party pool for the time being.
It does not feel like it will be safe to rest in the marshes with the gallows weed hanging above our heads. Just as a feeling I have.
No. I think that's a fair observation.
Yes. All right.
So beyond the stairs of Gideon, you basically rowing down the river running. It's quite easy. The river is steady progress. The stream basically is quite swollen with the spring melt. So obviously it's a little bit faster running than it would be later on in the year. So can I have the guide making the first
That's me.
first travel roll, please?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Excellent.
Your sturdy boots do not apply to this, unfortunately, because it's a group. It's effectively a group travel roll. It's not an individual thing.
Right. Okay. That's fair enough. We've been on the water as well. I didn't think.
Yeah, and again, being on the water, again, not really applicable.
Let's have a look. I don't need to spend hope. I'm so.
That's a success.
Well
so.
3 days of travel.
Yep, 3 days of travel. As you basically travel south along the river, and you slowly merge into. You can see basically as the river winds, it slowly starts to slow down and almost spread as more little islands start basically cropping in, and you're starting hitting the long marshes itself. You can see more trees interspaces, and then you're even more trees, and then you're inside the long marshes and Mirkwood itself.
keep an eye open for any overhanging branches and any gallows weed.
Yep. I will definitely let you point out. Okay, so
is this what I'm going to be looking out for?
It could be. So you've done 3.
Can you minimize the picture of Mirkwood to see them?
Yes, I will get rid of it. In fact, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay,
So
thank you.
you have basically you've got to about actually draw on here. Oh, wrong thing. Freehand. So you've the stairs of Girion is here, and you've slowly got to about here.
Okay.
After 3 days. Can I have a athletics test? I know it's non-standard, but I will. It's specifically because you're traveling by boat. But can I have a athletics test from one person? That doesn't
I will pull upon the oars.
That's good because I'm shit at it. No, oh, sorry. Yes, please.
And
Okay.
I will.
Right. So
I will spend a point of hope since everybody says I should.
you haven't got an appropriate distinctive feature, so that'll be just
Okay.
+1.
Yeah. So I will press that, then go back into this, and
Should
put
then
1
give you 1.
and submit. I get a success, obviously.
Great success.
Great success.
Okay. Right. You managed to basically, as you're slowly working your way through the Mirkwood and the Long Marshes, there is quite a few instances of underwater branches and like broken branches and also roots. But you managed to basically navigate well. You also managed to basically navigate where the river sort of turns into more sludge. So avoiding sort of patches of quite thick mud, which would be a struggle to get out of. And can I have who is the lookout?
I am the lookout.
Okay, so can I have an awareness roll, please?
Okay, I will make a scan. Do you mean awareness?
No, awareness.
No awareness.
I could have sworn it was scan for looking
All right,
out.
yeah. So actually, awareness is
That's what
yes.
it says in my little box.
Give me a scan roll. Yes, my bad. So it's a first edition
Right,
scenario, and I keep on forgetting second edition rules. So yeah, give us
I
a scan roll.
I shall rest my oars for a moment, pull out my spyglass, giving me +1, and
Okay.
I will go and do that same thing again.
2
+1
1 1 1. Okay.
and submit.
Hope.
There we go. Oh
Okay. Cool.
Hope. You didn't send it.
no! Well, you can't expect me to row and look through my spyglass at the same time. Just as well I didn't drop it in the water.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so can I have the scout make me a roll as well, please?
Okay. It's also scan or awareness
Explore.
now?
It's
Explore,
explore.
sorry.
Explore.
It'll be
Okay.
explore, please.
Yeah, I will spend 1 point of hope then.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Woof. Okay, so that's a great success. All right. This is a prolonged action, so you need a number of successes. You'll get a roll each day, basically. Effectively, what you're doing is, as you're traveling south, you are keeping an eye out for possible signs of dwarves that have traveled this way previously.
So what horrible thing happens to us?
Arneson basically got you out of that with his great success on athletics.
Okay, all right, cool.
So it's only a possibility, but you still do all suffer 1 point of fatigue.
Yay.
For the journey through. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. It would have been 3. But,
We're not out yet, buddy. We're not out yet.
Yep.
So when I do 1 point of fatigue, I add that into my little fatigue
level.
box. I don't take it off
Yes.
my endurance.
No, you don't take it off the endurance. You just put it into fatigue. And then what that does is it will automatically increase your load by 1. And it means that if your endurance ever drops to equal to or beneath your load, you become weary.
So 1 point
The
of
load
fatigue.
is massive.
Yes, you have got a lot of stuff you are carting.
Oh,
I have 8 only.
What's your load, mate?
15.
Your load's 15. You should
Yeah,
travel
yeah.
lighter.
Shut. I could be the character that drops his shield in the middle of the fight.
Well, Johan has got 15. Arneson's got 15. Oh no, 14. You got 14, haven't you? Oh no, you both got
I've got
14.
13. Where's my load counted?
It's by fatigue. You can actually see it's 15.
All right, okay. I can only see.
It's
Oh,
because
right, no, I can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a mail
although
shirt which is 13.
no,
why is
so I've
that
got my mail shirt is 9.
on your helm?
My helm is 4,
Yeah.
and my axe is another 4. So actually, I should have 17. Right?
Yes, but you've got cunningly made. Mail shirt which takes 2 off your load.
Ah, right. I see. Okay,
Yeah.
CM. That's the CM modifier.
CM is cunningly made. Yes.
Gotcha.
You're the only one with cunningly made.
Right.
Johan has got a reinforced shield, which is really, really good at parrying, basically. Which is, I think, why he's got the highest parry of you all. Yeah. Right. So you continue down south through the marshes. Again, quite oppressive. You're keeping an eye out for hanging, suspicious-looking branches and vines, and staying well away. Can I have another? What's it called? Another travel roll, please.
Yes, when I can find my character sheet again. What have I got? I got 3. Can I spend a point of hope?
You certainly can spend a point of hope, and that'll give you a +1.
Yeah. So I'm doing that hope. Click that. Go on to there. Add 1. And submit. Oof. There we go.
Wow. Now that succeeds.
Yeah.
Again, so that's another 3 days travel. So on the first day of the 3 days, as you're traveling through the long marshes, can the lookout make me a?
Of course I will. This time I
No,
will
sorry,
also
not the
spend a point.
lookout. Sorry, it's the scout.
Okay.
Can the scout make me another explore roll? Sorry, my bad.
Okay, explore.
Again, you can spend hope if you wish, but it's totally up to
Yeah.
you.
I will spend. I have 14 now. Success. Oh, woof, barely. Yeah,
Success. So that is just another success. You've got that's a total of 3. And can I have a lookout roll, please? A scan roll.
Very well. This time
Again, this is the first day of 3.
Okay, I'm going to spend a point of hope. Where's my scan? There's my scan. And go over here, and that'll be 2 bonus dice. Of course, it's a success.
As you're basically traveling along the, through the marshland and other sort of things, you're like scanning around occasionally, just keeping an eye out, and you think you've noticed it a few times. First time you saw sort of like movement, but it could have been an animal, it could have been a bird flying. Again, you haven't really seen that many birds, but it could be something. But you definitely did see something move a little way off in the woods. And
I keep stopping the oar rowing and looking through my spyglass again, trying to see better.
But you can't see any further. You're not seeing what it is. You're definitely still seeing movement, and it's sort of playing on your mind a little bit. But you're not actually seeing what it is. You didn't roll good enough, basically. But
if it's elves, I'm hoping that we it's a good idea that we kept the dwarf in a box.
I beg your pardon.
But again, you notice that all the way through this day before you basically again you pull over, make camp on a tie yourself up, sleep rough basically in the boat or on a nearby fairly solid island that doesn't seem to be moving in the marshes. So that was the first. The second day again is you're traveling deeper into Mirkwood. It's getting a little bit darker. There is a low hanging mist lying across the the floor of the ground, the river, and obviously you're parting it as you go. It sort of moves around, or almost hiding what's underneath the water. So can I have Mohammed have another
Explore roll.
explore roll?
Okay, we need to get out of this one, so I'll spend also hope. Yep. One success. Success.
Awesome. Okay, so as you're traveling down, you are occasionally finding signs of camps. So last night you camped on where there was where there's remains of an encampment. You can basically found like a campfire with impressions of where stones were. So obviously somebody's basically taken the camp stones with them, because obviously there's not very many stones in the marshland, or not dry ones anyway. To basically put the fire on, to keep it off the the marshy sort of ground where they are camping. You found evidence of basically, it's the second night you found evidence of a campsite. On the third day, you find a patch of dry land rising to the west of the river course. You're basically, let me just draw on the map. You are sort of just about here now. You're getting closest to the to where you're going to be going. Maybe 2 or 3, about 3 days away from the possibly 3 days away from the old forest road. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe it depends on. It's slow going at the moment, but obviously depending. You notice a patch of dry land just a little bit north of the river that goes up to the mountain of Mirkwood, and you discover another day old encampment, but unlike the others, this one still seems made. So it has 2 tents, it has 2 bedrolls, no boat, but still has 2 bedrolls in it. You basically find it just at like nightfall.
And
Can I
it's
go
an obvious
again?
question. Oh, sorry, go Dwarf.
No, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, and are the bedrolls approximately dwarven sized?
Yes.
Right. Just
The
checking.
tents are as well.
Awesome.
Can I make a scan roll possibly, just to see if there's anything that's going to give us a clue as to whether?
Yeah, you could have a little look round the campsite if you wish. Yeah, give me a scan roll.
Yeah. I'll not use any hope for this one.
Okay.
Sure, it'll be all right.
Are you sure? Okay. Oh,
Yes.
oh, your feat success. Okay. So, um, you reckon they set the camp up? They didn't sleep here. You're not sure why.
Can can I make a hunting roll to see if there are any tracks
Yes, give me a hunting roll.
relating to others?
Yeah,
And
between.
I will openly tell others this is what I'm doing in case someone wants to help me do my hunting roll, because it's not something I'm massively good at.
I don't think I can help you at all there, Johan. I'm afraid my hunting skills are just like my high jumping skills, pretty non-existent.
What about you, Arneson? Have you got any hunting skill?
No,
Uh,
I hold on. I don't think so. Let me check.
It's under strength.
you have.
Hunting. Oh
Not
yeah.
bad.
At Bjorn,
If you were willing to spend a hope point, I would get an extra bonus dice on top of the one I'm going to buy
I'll
myself.
spend another hope point.
Awesome. What a generous Arneson you are. Okay.
I am generous. I am generous. So when I help somebody, do I
Exactly.
get 2 dice?
No. There is. I think there's an ability that lets you do that. I can't remember. I might be misremembering. Anyway, so give us a hunting roll, and then I will. Woof. Okay, so I'll tell you about that in a second. But
Right.
continuing talking about Dorf's findings, you find between the there's obviously been a you can see there's a number of stones set up between the two scents. Wood's been placed on those stones, ready to light, but they're obviously you can see some of it's been knocked over, obviously possibly by some wind in the interim time. But there's also a stump, literally between the two tents. And what draws your attention to the stump is you noticed a few runes that have been carved into the wood. Most other people seem to be paying much attention to the stump, but your eyes are drawn specifically to the runes. They are runes of secrecy that have been basically carved into the woods. This is like old dwarven magic to basically hide things. It's the ancient dwarvish. It's basically about some of the only magic the dwarfs get, basically that to be able to hide stuff. It's like how certain secret doors are hidden. It doesn't work against other dwarfs, which is why you spotted it quite easily. But everyone else basically just seems to be not paying any attention to this stump.
Right. Can I go over and have a closer look?
Yeah, you go over and have a look inside the stump. You can see that there's a box about yay big it tucked into the stump.
Oh, all right. I'll go over and I'll obviously have a quick look around just to make sure there's no obvious traps.
Doesn't seem to be any. Obviously,
I'll...
you know what I mean. You've got to remember that the runes would take a little bit of time, like 10-15 minutes to inscribe.
I was going to say, are they just carved into the wood on the stump?
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yep.
Right. Okay. I'll carefully bring out the little box.
It's a small ivory jewel case, intricately carved with images of regal-looking birds. They look specifically like the great eagles of Misty Mountain.
Okay.
Aren't they going
I'll
to see the ships?
get people's attention, and you've obviously your eyes aren't as keen as mine, halflings and manfolk. I've found this cunningly concealed box, which appears to have some import, and I'll open it.
Inside, you can see that there is a what looks like an illuminated letter you can definitely recognize the sort of like handwriting, or along the top of the letter, the handwriting of King Dane.
Oh, so
And
this was
also-
the letter, this was the letter that they were supposed to be delivering to the
Yep.
to the eagles.
It's wound round with fine a necklace of twisted gold wire, holding a magnificent precious stone of snow white color, about the size of a fist.
Whoa.
Do we law roll or some of that roll to recognise its significance, or is it so obvious it doesn't need a roll? Hopefully.
Can I have a wisdom roll? So who has gathered round? Now, obviously, Johan is off basically tracking at the moment, which I will give you the results of that tracking in a second.
Now, you need to help us here because wisdom isn't a thing that exists in this game.
Okay, so wisdom is on the top of the your character sheet.
Gotcha.
So at the top of your character sheet, you've all got wisdom 1.
You can spend hope on a wisdom roll. Just making that point.
You can spend hope if you wish.
Well, then,
As your eyes, as your eyes fall upon this magnificent kingly gift, can I have a corruption? Can I have a wisdom roll, please, from everyone? It's a corruption test, basically.
Oh, okay. Can I? I'll spend a hope on that.
Yep, that will give you a +1 dice.
All of us?
Those who are looking, who spotted the gem. If you say you were doing other things, that's fair enough. But if you were looking at what Dorf had discovered, please give me a roll.
I will spend a hope.
Dorf failed roll.
I got a Eye of Sauron. Okay.
Okay, Ilva, that is 3 points of shadow as greed enters your heart. As this gem originally came from Smaug the Terrible's
3 points of shadow.
treasure hoard. It was originally, thus it has the slight corruption of his girth that sat on it for many hundreds of years.
Hey.
Dorf, it is 1 point of shadow for you.
And me 3,
Alison,
right?
I guess you were doing other things. Oh,
I think I was.
You were helping Johan. Okay.
Yeah.
So as we cut to the others.
What do you have here, Precious?
As we cut to the others, basically you can find a number of footprints over this over this island in the middle of the swamp, and you eventually find near the south there is a pulled up boat. You can see the markings, and you can see boots have literally gone there, and you can see the indentations of people basically pushing the boats out. So you reckon for some reason, you don't know why, there's some reason they left behind the thing that they're meant to be delivering to. Well, you don't know about that yet, but they left behind all their encamping, and
All
they
their
basically
camping.
just pushed off and gone south.
As though fearing
They don't
something.
seem to have, it doesn't with that roll, because you got a great success on that. With that, they didn't do it quickly. It wasn't in haste. So it was like a lackadaisical, tumty walk, gentle push out. And
just
hop into
2
the
sets
boat.
of footprints.
Just 2 sets of footprints.
It is not like a dwarf to leave any of their belongings behind, be that a sleeping roll and blanket or, some, let's say, entirely hypothetical massive jewel that I know nothing about.
Yeah, never heard of it. Yes, I agree, and I'm confused by the fact they left their camp behind. So they
Exactly.
went by
Unless they're
themselves.
expecting to come back before the end of the day. What time of day is it?
Well, but we're like 5 days behind them. Like, so if like,
So
and
we
they were
have not
traveling.
caught them up.
No, and even if we had, they were traveling somewhere. Their mission is to get all the way across Mirkwood, not to go gallivanting around the swamp. Which is literally what they'd have to be doing. It's like, let's get the boat, go for a swim. By the way, dwarves can't swim. Just to make that point, it is
Okay.
canon that dwarves cannot swim.
So
Those are
that's
two
why we have
things.
boats. But they took
That's
this
why we
boat
have
somewhere.
boats for the dwarf. So just
Gallivanting
in case,
around the swamp may be what they're doing, and they may have found something more important than delivering the
Then-
message to Dane.
for their
And I-
king, to the king of the eagles, who fought in the Battle of the Five Armies. It'd have to be
full,
pretty. It'd have to really tick some big boxes.
Yeah. Matthew, can you let Paul?
No, no. I'm gonna. Let's just have an adventure without him.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My browser just died. Okay, so yes, you can find nothing else. They've literally just pushed off.
Well, I think we should pack up their gear, bring it with us, and find them. Because actually, our job wasn't to deliver.
You start heading back to the.
Oh no! Actually, while we're by the boat, can I make a scan roll?
There's no boat there. It's where the boat.
No. But where the boat has gone off.
Yep.
Can I? I'm going to look at the opposite coast from where we are. Can I see any land that they may have crossed the river to land upon with my spyglass?
Give me a scan roll.
Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah, give
And
me a scan roll.
I will get my spyglass out. Hold on, I've lost my cat sheet. There we go. I'll also spend a point of hope on this.
Okay.
And use my thing. So this will be scan +2. A success.
Okay. A success.
Anything.
So what you can see is further down the river, you sort of, at the moment, you're going through quite stagnant pools, sparse trees, and you can see basically the and quite a lot of mud. So it's very sort of difficult to traverse. Up ahead, you can see that it's turning more into a mangrove type thing. So the water is becoming a little bit what looks like deeper. It's becoming less muddy, but there is a lot more trees with hanging branches. And you can also see what you think is a wall or the remains of a wall. So there's definitely remnants of some sort of dwelling or just, it could be a wall that was basically on a path, or a wall that basically went round an old field. But you're seeing slightly remnants of some sort of civilization that was here.
I will pass the spyglass to Johan and say, "Can you see those hanging branches?"
Oh, hold on. It's a scan roll, isn't it?
No need to make the scan roll because Ain has already done it. He points it out, and you can see the hanging branches.
Ooh, does that look like the sort of branches one might associate with, gallows weed?
Well,
possibly.
You're the one that has the sketches.
That's right. Right out comes the scroll.
As you are looking around, can I both, not the two that are looking at the mid-precious, but the other two, basically, can I have an awareness roll from you both, please?
There's no such thing as awareness. Do you want us to roll scan again?
There is such a thing as awareness. There is a skill called awareness.
Is there?
Yes, it is the third one down on the first column.
Ah, right. Okay. Awareness roll. I'm not going to spend a hope on this because I'm thinking about something else. I'm just going to roll this.
I'm going to spend a hope on this because I have no skill.
I
You
have
succeed.
succeeded, however.
And unfortunately, Johan failed.
Yeah. there's no
Okay, so as you're looking, you turn to basically talk to Johan, and Johan obviously is still like trying to look beyond. Oh, sorry, Johan's looking through the spyglass, and you're having a little look round. Aim. You notice sort of like what looks like light underneath the water. It's like a circle of light underneath the water. Is it sort of like slowly, sort of like comes near you?
Oh, is it moving?
Yeah.
Right. I will unhaft my axe and say, Johan, can you see in the water? And I
I'll
call
pull
to
the
the
eyes.
others.
I'll pull the eyeglass away from my face, which has clearly gotten in the way.
Look
As
down
you
there,
do,
near our feet.
literally, as you pull the eyeglass from the face, bursting out of the ring of like lights, almost like they look almost like candlelight underneath the water. A huge shape bursts out, roaring at you, and typically roll 20 is not letting me. Oh, there you go. So
Oh, it's oh no, that's a troll.
it bursts out at you, and that is a good point to stop for the evening.
Is that a bioluminescent troll?
It certainly does look like a weirdly bioluminescent stroke injured troll, but yes, a troll nonetheless.
Right, we shall stop there. That's exciting. I just want to tell everybody that I am battle ready.
And
I got my
obviously
eye
we'll
on
pick
something
up,
else.
a Thursday on.
So
Cool.
next Thursday or the Thursday after we talk?
I'm happy with either, depending on what everyone can make.
What about the rest of you, gentlemen?
What's the date next Thursday?
Third?
That would be the third, yes.
You don't have. Oh, okay. You finished.
Yep, Star Wars isn't on the on that. Yeah, we haven't got an.
No, we're having to take a break because
Okay.
Craig's away.
Yep.
Right.
Let me check.
That Thursday, I
The
will
third,
certainly
yeah.
double check. Should be all right.
Awesome.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So
News.
so next Thursday when we'll carry on.
Friday
okay,
morning
Thomas?
to Thomas?
I was going to
Friday
say,
morning.
look, I don't have a lot going on at 5:30 on a Friday morning. Actually, it'll be later. It'll be 6:30 because you guys are going into summertime, aren't you?
Well, the
What,
daylight
this
saving
weekend
time-
or next weekend?
I don't know. I'm asking.
It must be
I
this
think
one.
it might be
It's
this
usually the
weekend.
last-
We fall back, don't we? So we gain an hour.
Yeah.
All right, so it'll be 6:30 my time. So way more civilized.
Damn
Awesome.
civilized.
Damn civilized.
Brilliant.
Right. All right. Thank you very much. Apologies for
Well
that.
then, well, thank you to our listeners. Goodbye
Thank you.
all. I'm sorry we've been, I'm sorry one of us has been so quiet. And, we'll try and fix our audio issues next time. Bye-bye.
All right.
Peace. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.